little bit. Oh, it's on.
I know it's on, honey.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I want to get started.
Oh.
So, welcome back to another episode of Rim of the World.
Connect.
And we're here today with Rhea Tetley.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, so
Hi.
good to see you again.
It's so good to see you. She's our #1 laughing track when we go and do our shows anywhere. And I just wanted to say, I've always wanted to say this, I really appreciate you, because when we're doing a show sometimes and we think, oh my God, what's going on out there? I'll hear you laugh and you just bring me out of whatever I was thinking, and it's like a success. So I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate
Well,
you.
thank you. I think sometimes that maybe I'm laughing too much because is it really supposed to be
No.
funny? Oh, I found it funny.
No,
Well, it's funny that you should mention that.
Because some of those
Yeah, yeah,
shows
yeah.
are not supposed to be funny.
The first time we did Night of the Living Dead,
Oh yeah.
we thought it was going to be serious and people were going to
Scary,
be
a
a
little
little bit,
drama, yeah.
drama and
Mhm.
traumatized by the zombies walking around. You laughed through the whole show.
Yeah.
And we were sitting up there on stage
I was
looking at each other.
backstage now going, why are they laughing?
Yeah. And then when we were on stage, we were looking at each other going, is your zipper down or what the heck's going on? Well,
Yeah.
what are they laughing at? And then I recognized your laugh and I said, oh, it's Rhea,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because most of the shows people laughed, but
Mhm.
one or two people didn't laugh and we were like, where's Rhea? Because
Rhea,
laughing
That's the whole
always
point.
gets other
Yeah.
people laughing
Mhm.
and then before you know it, the whole room
Yeah.
is having
Well,
a good time.
We weren't laughing
Yeah.
at you. We were laughing at the event of that was occurring.
Yeah.
So
And you
and
could
the
get that?
lines in the movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's hold on for 1 second.
Oh.
I'll wait for it to finish.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes,
Going back in where we were,
Uh-huh.
Talking
At-
about movies.
we were
and
talking
plays.
about
Our shows.
Plays.
But it's not
Fabulous.
about us. We just really,
But
want
I
to
love
center-
I love your
know.
shows.
But I wanted to center on how much you support us too, and we really appreciate it.
yeah.
Oh, well, your
Okay.
shows are great, and you've done them for many, many, many years. And you add a great deal to our community by having them, because we need a little bit of culture, at least. We're not all hillbillies, and
Yeah.
we need a little bit of culture.
Way-
And I thought Night of the Living Dead was done very well.
Mhm.
It wasn't that I was laughing at your show. I was
Yeah.
laughing at the comedy in your
Oh,
show,
at the
and there
zombies
was
were pretty
comedy in
Yeah.
the show. And the other people seemed to be enjoying it too.
Yes.
So I wasn't the only one.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we try to lean into the things that we find people laughing, which is why if we can do shows on multiple weekends, like our last show, The Maltese Falcon,
Yeah.
we picked up a few things the first night, the next night we changed some things, the following weekend we did the same, well, we did it 3 weekends in a row on Saturdays,
Uh-huh.
and it wound up being really a fun way to do a show.
Mhm.
Now, right now, we're in the Senior Center in Crestline.
Yes.
And we're here, not just because they have air conditioning.
Oh, that's the best
That
reason
might
in
be
town.
part
It's,
of it.
it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
84 outside, and I just came from San Bernardino, where it was, yes,
I've been
yeah,
watching it for a while.
yeah. Find it. I couldn't find it.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to.
I can't find it.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
Maybe it's,
She got it.
it's gone.
She got
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Anyway,
Okay, so once again, we're
Okay.
back in the Senior
Yeah.
Center right now in Crestline, which is why we're here is because either the air conditioning or because Rhea has some connections. Would you like to tell us about the
Well,
Senior Center?
I think it's because there's air conditioning,
Yeah.
and we do thank the county for installing it, because we were here for several decades without
Are you
air
kidding?
conditioning.
How long?
Well, we've
Several
had the
decades.
building since the 80s, and we got the air conditioning a year ago, a year and a half ago, I guess it was, just before Penny Chubnell died.
Yeah,
We
bless
had
her.
been working for years to get heating and air conditioning for the building, and she succeeded in getting it here, and we're very happy about that. But we thought at the same time we were supposed to get a generator,
Yeah.
so we could become a heating and cooling center for the
Yeah.
community,
Which is important.
which is what the purpose was. Anyway, she got the air conditioning, no generator. So this last couple months, while I've been president, we do have a generator now. And this is for benefit for the community,
Mhm.
so that when it is hot or cold, we can have electricity when everyone else doesn't, and we can have our air conditioner or our heater, as the case may be. Today would not be a good heater day, for the community to come here, and also because we have internet, we also will be able to charge your cell phones and do your internet work here. So we've realized last winter when Edison turned off the power for, oh golly, several days in a row during, and it was horrible. And the only place in town where people who do remote work could do work was at Goodwin's Market
Yeah.
in their brand new,
That's
lovely,
nice. I know.
Yeah.
lovely balcony, and they brought out all of their electrical outlets and extension cords and multiple plug things at their own expense. And I sort of been telling people for years that we needed a heating and cooling center at the MAP meetings. And so, since I'm now president of the seniors,
some stuff
I
done.
thought we
Yeah.
needed to also get that here. What it also does is last year we were very upset because while they had the power out, our senior lunches could not be held over at the San Moritz Lodge. And all of our food spoiled.
Oh.
That was the worst
Yeah,
part.
absolutely.
Because we had spent all this money on food, like everyone else in town,
Yeah.
and our food was spoiled. And that was horrible.
Ne-
So we now have freezers here,
Oh.
so that when the power is out over there, because they're not in a situation at the San Moritz Lodge where they're going to get a generator because of all the things they would have to do before they're eligible to put in a generator. We can take the food from there and bring it over here and
That's so
keep it from being destroyed. And let me tell you, when you lose a couple weeks of food
Oh.
That's
in a
crazy.
freezer, that, because we feed 100, 120 people at each luncheon, so that when you lose all that food, that's quite a bit of
That
money.
is,
And
especially-
the county doesn't want to lose the money, we don't want to lose the money, and our seniors like to have their meals.
Mhm.
So between those three things, we're happy now that we have a generator. We haven't had to use it yet.
Mhm.
I'm
It's so nice
I'm
to
happy
know.
to
Is
have
it a
that.
permanent generator?
It's a permanent
Oh,
generator. It is
fabulous.
gas filled, so that it will automatically kick on when the power goes out.
That's
Yeah.
We're excited about that,
Yeah.
and it's totally permanently
Mm.
in Boston cement. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's going to stay with the
Yeah.
building. But we have a 25-year lease on the building,
Oh.
so we're happy
You're
about
staying-
that.
yeah.
That's another
That's
thing that I've
cooler
done
warmth.
as president this last year,
That's
is we
fabulous.
also got a 25-year lease. In the past, they've only gotten 5-year leases.
Mm.
And I said, we're either just
Yeah.
happening out of the lease or going into a new one, negotiating. So let's just do it.
Mhm.
I talked to Regional Parks, which owns this property where the building is, and they said, well, you won't be here, I won't be here, let's do it. So we have the 25-year lease at a reasonable rent that we'll be able to afford,
Okay.
and that will be good for seniors. We plan on keeping our programs going for forever, as
Yeah.
long as we have seniors in town. And I imagine that most people they get older and older and older, and they become a senior.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
only have to be
I heard
50.
that
That happened to
happens.
me.
I know.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You only have to be 50 to be
Yeah.
a senior
Well, I'm.
Oh,
for our
okay.
club. And so we
Buddies.
only collect dues from age 50 to 80. So if you're already a member, when you hit 80,
My
you
mom
get it for
gets
free.
it free.
Yes, so it's really
That's
good.
fabulous.
And at least in our club,
Yeah.
because we have members that are up to 96, 97 who are active.
Yeah.
So we love our seniors. We like to do
Fabulous.
things for them, and by having these luncheons twice a week, they're nutritional luncheons, meaning that they're balanced meals,
Mhm.
and they're only $3 for the
Wow,
pieces.
that's wonderful.
Fabulous. And
Yeah.
of course,
that.
if you couldn't afford it, we have a fund that will pay for it for you.
Oh, super.
So,
Got everything
but
covered.
everyone can afford $3
Yeah.
for a meal.
Yeah.
Because if they're at home, they're spending more than $3 on a
Oh,
meal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even a bag of chips almost is $3 now.
I
so.
know. I know.
Not a bag of ramen.
I like
But-
crackers.
But
so-
anyway, I wanted to ask you something. So this is the Crestline Senior Center?
Yes.
Now, there's one in Twin Peaks and there's one in Running Springs. How are those operated?
Well, the one in Twin Peaks
Mhm.
was, a few years ago, they signed a lease with the county regional park, not county regional parks, Rim of the World Parks and
Oh,
Recreation
yeah.
District.
Yeah.
And so now they own the building as opposed to the senior citizens.
Yeah, okay.
And so they're having to lease it from them. They don't have very many activities. They currently are doing bingo once in a while.
Mhm.
So who's actually leasing the building? The
Well,
Rim
the
District?
Rim District owns it.
Owns the
Oh,
building.
okay.
Then
Yeah,
who's
And so the
leasing?
seniors rent it a few hours here and a few hours there.
So they just do
here-
spot renting?
Yeah, they just spot renting.
Okay.
Here we have the lease on the building, so we're entitled to it all the time.
Right.
And then on weekends, we rent it out for outside activities,
Yes.
which help pay for our overhead.
Of course.
Because we
Yeah.
still have lots of bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
still, we still have an electric bill despite the generator.
Yeah.
We still have a gas bill, still.
Don't mind
Yeah.
us.
So yeah, that was one of the things, because we had operated out of Twin Peaks for a year and a
Mhm.
half, maybe it was.
Yes.
But I was never really sure who owned the building or how the building
Well,
got.
at that time, it was somewhat in transition, so,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
uh,
right.
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
and I can't say
And
very
I-
much more on that.
Yeah, but I
And Running
believe that,
Springs
yeah,
also rents their
Oh,
building, but they
okay.
have a lease with the Parks and Recreation building.
Oh,
They have a
okay.
lease with the Parks and Recreation District. We have our lease with County Regional Parks, so totally different
Different.
agency.
yeah.
Totally different agency.
Okay.
We're working with the county down in San Bernardino. They're working with the Park District here on the mountain.
So we had extended an offer to the Running Springs group just the other day, that if they wanted to do, they were looking for an activity for 50 people. And we said, well, if you want to come see a classic movie or something like that, and have a cheap dinner or whatever, that'd be something. Or even we would have a truck cut, a food truck, and provide, food that way. And maybe maybe the rest of it is, very low price, but whatever it does come in, we could split back with you guys. Do one of those kind of things. And the reason why, of course, the Tudor House is going through the constant state of change.
Well, that's-
I'm sold, I'm
yeah.
bought, I'm sold,
Yeah.
I'm not sold, so right now, we're just gonna do things that somebody pays to do something. So if somebody wants to do an event there, we'll do an event there. But we always try to do something with the seniors, and we always offer
Oh, yes.
your center here
Yeah.
free tickets to our
Yes.
shows.
Yeah.
And
we
they
do,
should come more.
yeah, and we do afternoon shows because, well, Gay doesn't look like it, but we've become seniors in the last few years. I don't know how the heck that
I
happened.
do.
Where did you
And-
do that?
and
When did
so-
you do that?
And so
When did
now,
I do that? Oh,
Oh,
God.
last week?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we
I've been for a
found,
while. I'm a closeted senior.
yeah, myself more than Gay, but I don't do nights as well. I don't.
Oh, I do nights pretty good.
Yeah, I don't do nights as well. So I like the afternoon shows. So who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe we should
Yeah.
be doing something here every now and again just to
Well,
entertain.
Running
Yeah.
Springs Center does have a stage.
But it's
We did
exactly
hear
like the
about
Twin
that,
Peaks
yeah.
one, isn't it? The building,
Uh,
the same building with the little stage.
Similar, yeah,
Yeah.
similar. But their stage is a little higher.
Oh, okay. I've not been there.
Yes,
Yeah.
their stage is a little higher.
Mm.
I hadn't thought about them being the same building, but I think now that you've mentioned it, they are.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and I believe that they got some funding, federal funding, to do the generator and the air conditioning
Which
heating to
one?
turn it into a heating center.
Well,
oh,
that-
Twin Peaks.
Oh,
And I
Twin
think-
Peaks,
they
that's
were
because,
supposed to.
that's
Yeah.
because they're a
Part
park
of the
district.
district, yeah.
Park, a park district on their own, and so they offered, according to the meetings I went to, they offered to become that.
Oh.
And so, since they are near the
Senior
sheriff's
center.
office,
Oh.
since they're near the sheriff's office, they were chosen to do that.
Hmm.
We weren't chosen because we just have a lease with the regional parks.
Oh.
So we had to come up with some of our own money
Right.
to do this, but it's okay.
Yeah, you
It's
got it
okay,
now.
yeah.
You got
This
it
is
now.
a beautiful place,
Yeah.
and outside you can't, I mean,
Oh.
it's like breathtaking.
I've heard people become members here just for the parking.
Well, yes. We do have this location is right on the lake shore. So we have a beautiful view of the lake.
Yeah.
So we often have wedding receptions here and
Oh.
such like that because people like the building that's on the lake. When this building, when it was first built, it was built by the Club San Moritz back
Oh,
in the
okay.
50s.
Okay.
And originally it was their bathhouse, and then it became their teen center. And then when county took over the whole park, the whole lake and the whole park, after that they had a flood washed through the
Oh, my
building
God.
Yeah.
and totally destroyed it.
Oh.
And so the county just sort of sat there and go, duh, what are we going to do with this? It's all washed out. But the Crest Forest Senior Citizens had a club already. They started their club back in 1959, and they had been meeting in various locations. We had many contractors and people like that who were members, and they saw this washed out clubhouse and thought, wonder what the county's going to do with that. So in 1981, they proposed to the county, who had just recently taken over the park buildings, that they make this into a senior citizen center. And they said, we will rehab it. So they had to take out all the floors, take out all the walls, redo the whole thing, including the roof. Now that's where I come in, because I was a very young mother at the time, and I said, I was hanging out with my children because they were playing on the field and we're walking around the lake, and so they convinced me that I should help them. I should be a gopher, because they have the seniors up on the roof hammering in shingles and stuff like that. These guys know what they're doing because they're contractors, and then they have old ladies up there doing it too, under their direction. And then they have me
That's so
going up and
cool.
down the ladder
Yeah.
doing things because I could go up and down the ladder
Yeah,
better
yeah,
for them.
yeah.
And so
Superpower.
I actually have a connection with this clubhouse back to the early 1980s.
Nice.
But, you
Was
know,
President Carter there? I know he likes to help.
well, I did not see him here.
Okay.
That would have been nice.
Yes.
But no, so the club actually rehabbed this building for the county. And that's why we've had the lease on this building for so long. We're very honored that they have now given us this 25-year lease, because they have to come in and they inspect it constantly because it's in our building, and they like how we are maintaining it and rehabbing it. For example, we just had the entire interior of the building painted, with Rebuilding Together Mountain Communities last April. So we have no pictures on the wall right now because we're afraid to put holes in the wall in the new paint.
But we did notice that there's a few books
What is
up there.
this?
Oh,
What's this? Oh, I
those
want to do
are
my Vanna. Come on.
those are my books.
Crestline
I
and Lake
wrote.
Arrowhead.
Yes, I am an author and a historian, and so I wrote these books on the history of both Crestline and Lake Arrowhead. There's 2 books on Crestline, 2 books on Lake Arrowhead, and that's because I'm one of the founding members of the Crest Forest Historical Society.
All right, and so, well,
We're in the World Historical Society now. We started out as the Crest Forest Historical Society and changed our name in the late 90s into Rim of the World Historical Society when we widened our interest area from Crestline to Lake Arrowhead all the way up to Green Valley Lake.
get close to
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Oh, yes.
Get close to it. So,
Forgot we like to sit like
so
that.
only people who know us know this, but we live down the street from each other.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was you.
And so we run into Rhea all the time. We met Rhea through the newspaper, though, I think, first, and then we realized, oh, you just live down the street.
Yeah.
I think I drove by in my car, and you sent me an email and said, is that your car? Is it all electric?
Oh.
And then we exchanged from there. But
Well, I was running an article on electric cars
That's
at
right.
the
That
time.
was crazy
So
at
I
that
go,
time.
oh,
Yeah.
I know those people. They have an electric car. I think I better ask them about it because I'm supposed to write about them.
Yeah.
so fun story, that was 13 years ago. We still have the same electric car.
Yes.
It's sitting out in the
It's
parking lot there.
wonderful. Yeah.
No, the only maintenance we've done is we put brakes in. That's it.
Well,
13
everybody up
years.
here has to put brakes on
Yeah.
their car.
And tires, lots of
And
tires.
lots
tires.
of tires,
Lots of
lots of
tires.
tires, lots of
Yeah.
brakes.
No gas.
But then you don't go up and down the hill that often.
Well, we do.
We
We
do.
once a
We
week.
actually do.
Once a
Okay.
week. It's
I
it.
used to commute daily up and down the hill.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
that's-
I do
that'll
brakes
tear
more
your
often
tire.
than that.
Yeah. And so we were up there right off of Skyland, both of us, and we got hammered by that storm.
Oh, the
The
Snowmageddon?
Snowmageddon a
Yes.
few years
Yeah.
ago.
Gone.
And it was after that we decided, well, we gotta get a generator plugged in. We spent
Yeah,
over 2 weeks with
speaking
no
of
power, no.
Oh, yes,
nothing.
so did I.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had a gas powered one, and I had 20 gallons, and so I felt kind of like it was Hanukkah, because we were going to make that 20 gallons last
Oh,
for 2.5 weeks.
yeah.
But
We didn't
really,
know how long it was gonna happen.
that's right.
We
So we
didn't.
immediately,
No,
the
no.
day the storm hit, a branch fell, took all of everything down.
Yeah.
And so right then I was like,
And then
I
two-
started the generator and I said, okay, that's it. We're
Mhm.
1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night. Charge everything, watch whatever, fiddle around on the phone, whatever we want to do, but we're not going to get out of here for a while. And so what an experience. And then, you guys getting the generator here and all, if they can just get people
Yeah.
down to the center here,
Yeah.
they could stay here and have all
Well,
the creature comforts.
Remember last year, one of the times when the power was out was during the summer.
Mm.
And that
People would
was,
die.
and people, it
Oh.
gets too hot,
Yeah.
especially for the elderly.
Mhm.
They need to be in a not too hot place.
I hate that.
So that was part of our arguments for why we needed a generator and why the county needed to give us lots of money to do that.
Yeah.
Because we have people that can be in a compromised position,
Yeah.
and we need to have a place where they could go to if they wanted to, if they could, to cool off. And as we know, if you have numerous days of really hot weather down in San Bernardino, it comes up here and it really becomes oppressive. And then if we have a thunderstorm or a monsoon come through with the humidity, it can be even worse. So in here, in an air-conditioned, controlled environment, our people, we could be in here playing canasta,
Oh, yeah.
or bunco,
Charades.
or doing a game, or any of the other things we do in here. We do
Twister.
art. I have not seen us play
Uh-huh.
We
Twister.
need to make one for seniors.
But
That's,
anyway, yeah, but we do,
Yeah.
have art classes, we do have
I love
activities,
that.
crafts and stuff.
Oh, we saw the
So,
yoga class getting
We're
ready
having
here.
yoga at this very moment. So yes, we have many activities here for a wide variety of interests. And by having it available, even if it is 110 outside, even if it is, the humidity is killing us, we can be in here and we can be happier. And that's the intent.
What's
Yeah,
your
we should have
capacity
this
in the
Sunday.
building here?
How many people can we have in here?
Yeah.
We can feed, sitting down, 90 in the other room, and over here we can feed 60 in this room.
Whoa, that's
And then-
150 people.
And
That's
then
pretty
we,
good.
if we're just doing chairs as opposed to tables, of course, we can have more people. We do have furniture, comfortable furniture, we have living room furniture. Everything in here, by the way, it's furnished from the thrift store. We run a thrift
See-
store, which is what funds our
Oh
senior
my
center.
gosh.
Fantastic.
That's
It's
also,
the greatest place.
that's
Yeah.
also true in Running Springs, they're funded by their thrift store.
And I bet you this is a thrifty place to have a wedding reception.
Well, compared to some of the other places to
Sure.
rent, yes, it is.
Yeah.
We're not even close to being the most expensive place on the mountain. In fact, we're pretty close to being the least expensive place.
Yeah, I can assure you. that.
And we have, because we're run by volunteers, basically, you have to plan your wedding reception when we might have a volunteer that would be willing to be here and help you in and out and stuff like that.
Oh, that
But
greatly
that's not-
reduces the cost.
That's not too bad. Yes, the fact that we have only an office manager employed is a very good thing. We also offer our building 4 days a week to the Mountain of Promise educational
saw the
program.
thing out there,
And
yeah.
those are for adults who have learning difficulties.
okay.
So we
That's wonderful.
are like a daycare for them.
Oh,
And
great.
that they have, but they have education classes and they have
How
events
often
occurring
do they have this
4 days a
classes?
week in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
4
Oh,
hours a
that's
day,
great.
4 days a
Yeah.
week.
Wonderful.
And then, like on Thursdays, they go up during the summer. Some of them go up to the Rim Special Athletes activity up at Lake Arrowhead, so they get to go paddling
Wow.
in Lake Arrowhead. They can go kayaking. They have aqua bikes. They have all kinds of activities up there that
That's
are
so cool.
very good for the Rim, through the Rim Special Athletes. We are very fortunate on this mountain to have many different programs for many different people
Yeah.
of all ages and all interests.
Well, our nephew, Ryan, Ryan is quite the athlete, and he's been in the Special
Special
Olympics
Olympics,
since
yeah.
I've known him.
Yeah.
He's quite the golfer.
Very cool.
Yeah,
And we
Yeah.
have a great golf course up here too.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
And they let the special athletes there too.
yeah.
So yeah,
Very
we
cool.
are, and see, that's what's wonderful about our town,
Mm-hmm.
is we have many different aspects,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them are considerate of our special people,
Mm-hmm.
of our seniors, of our children. And so we are, one of the best reasons for living up here
Mhm.
is how the community works together to help everybody,
Yeah.
not just this little group here or this
Yeah,
little group here.
right.
They try, they really do try.
That's what I love it
see,
here.
I see
Mhm.
many people
Mhm.
helping many groups.
Yeah.
And of course, we have many groups too, because
Mm-hmm.
we're a small town, so we have a lot of nonprofits.
Yeah.
And what I like about most of our nonprofits,
Mhm.
they don't have paid employees.
Right.
Most of them do not.
Mhm.
Not like some of the big national companies, national nonprofits that have CEOs that make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Here in our mountains, none of our nonprofits have presidents that make money.
Right.
And that's nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard about one
We-
a while ago now.
We at the
yeah.
theater, we're not a nonprofit, and it has to do with
Yeah.
keeping control
Well,
of what
whatever
shows
we
we do.
make goes to who.
But yeah, whatever we make, we generally pay, we pay anybody who's not on stage
Yeah.
that is not graduated high school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
kids, we pay all the kids. They all
I
get
know,
I
paid.
love
don't
that.
let
Yeah.
what is it, child labor now?
Yeah. Don't tell child labor, because I don't know if we pay them rate,
Yeah.
but they get, they,
Oh.
you know,
They
they
get
get
a
They
stipend.
work so much.
stipend.
They
Yeah.
get a stipend
Yeah.
at each
Well,
show.
a learning stipend.
Yeah, and some of them go on, and like one of our guys who did lights for us forever,
Yeah.
he's doing lights over in high school.
Is that Dana's son?
Dana's
Yeah.
son, yeah.
Matthew.
Matthew,
Yeah.
Matthew Morales.
That is fabulous.
Yeah, and he just graduated, so, is Alex in the high school yet, or is he final year of,
This coming year, I think he is.
okay, so he's been doing our lights as well.
Yeah.
And so now he's gonna actually be in high school, and he was our Tiny Tim.
Yeah, I
10
started
years
out
ago.
Tiny Tim.
Yeah, he was Tiny Tim 10 years
The
ago.
only other
For a
part
couple of
he
years.
took, he doesn't like being on the stage as much
It
anymore.
was Joe in the, Treasure Island.
Yeah, and he
Young
had a
Joe.
bad foot, so he'd just sit on the
Yeah,
chair. And then I broke,
yeah.
My
he-
wrist
he
and-
broke her wrist.
and
Yeah,
during
that's
the
quite a
show,
calamity
yeah,
of a show.
we
that
both
we
were
had.
sitting.
Well, Rhea, tell us, one thing I've always wondered, how long have you been up here on the mountain?
Well, amazingly that you would ask me today,
Huh?
because
Oh, it's
on
in-
July 6th was my 50th anniversary up here.
Oh my
I moved up here
gosh.
July 6th,
Were you 4 or 5 when you moved up here?
1976.
About
No, I
5
had
years
just
old?
finished a bicentennial tour of the United States
Oh my
with my
gosh.
husband, because we had just sold our business and we
Oh.
were retired.
Oh,
So since we were retired, we figured, hey, it's a bicentennial. Let's go around the
Yeah.
country and see what the country's all about. So we did that.
Yeah.
And because I'm not the brightest person in the world, he bought me a 1967 Volkswagen van and told
Oh,
me it was a
love it.
mini Winnebago.
Oh. Did you really fall for that?
No.
Oh.
But
Anyway.
but we went around the country in it and pretended it was a Winnebago and had a
we
fantastic
love those
adventure.
cars, and
Yeah.
And had a
Yeah.
fantastic adventure. It's still sitting in my garage.
Were you wearing all
Is
your
it?
tie-dye and everything?
Really?
too?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I had a
Still.
64 and a 68.
Whoa.
The 64 had the windows and the,
We
and the
have
canvas
the
top.
moon windows and the rollback top.
And
And it's
I
gotta
had
be
a-
worth a fortune.
3 rabbits.
3 rabbits.
I know,
Yeah.
how exciting,
Yeah,
right?
that-
Okay, I know.
But anyway, it's still sitting in my garage. And that particular car, during the 2003 old fire,
Mm-hmm.
saved my son put all of my file cabinets
Oh,
and all my file
wow.
information from my historical
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
He put it in the
oh,
van
important.
and he drove it over to Cedar Glen,
Oh
which
my
of course
God.
burned down. But
But the bus didn't.
Yeah.
but no,
Yeah.
he originally parked it in front of his friend's house who had just gotten married.
Oh.
And then he decided to go over and visit somebody else, so he took the van over there. Fortunately, because their house burned down, and the house he went to did not. So anyway, he saved my files,
Timing.
and these books are a result of those
Oh,
files
there
that
you
he
go.
saved. And so
You're right.
How fortuitous that we asked
Yes.
that question. Well, isn't that something? Well,
I can connect almost anything
I
with
know.
anything.
is the bus that far from being back on the road again, or do you
Yeah,
think?
it's a little ways. He sold the engine to somebody who needed an engine.
Oh, sure.
Oh, well, that.
And someone else needed an engine,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's sitting
Somebody's
there
driving it.
without an engine. I'm sure that engine is falling apart.
Yeah.
I had to buy that engine in South Carolina when we're on our way around the
Oh,
country.
Mm.
good.
Or maybe it's when after 4th of July up here
Mm.
that we had a fire in the engine as we we're going home
Oh.
from 4th of
There's always
July,
fires.
from 4th of July fireworks here. So yeah, I've been driving it for many years,
I love
and I
it.
just love
It's-
it. And
We've talked about
That's
getting
it.
one. but
Yeah, it's so funny because I had a 68 when I went to college, and it had really
You went
bad
to
rust
college?
damage.
No.
And-
nowadays that doesn't make any difference.
No,
On a
but,
van,
but,
second
but,
van.
but what happened was I was getting off the Merritt Parkway in Connecticut for school, and it was one of these loops like this, and I turned the
Oh,
wheel and the
no.
wind hit me, and the wheel went like this because the steering box came
Oh.
off. the
Oh,
frame.
no.
And so I had it towed home. I looked at the body was in such bad shape, but the engine was brand new.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I just took the back bumper off and pulled the engine out and dropped it on the spare
Oh.
tire, put it in the corner of my mother's garage, had somebody pick it up gave me $100 for it or whatever for parts. And then a few months later I joined the Air Force and went in the Air Force.
So you have an extra engine sitting around in your mother's
I
garage?
had an extra
Yeah.
engine. I came back after basic training. I came home on vacation, and my mother was not happy that I had left the engine in the garage because she could barely fit her car in there.
Oh, that
And
was-
so
yeah.
I had somebody come pick up the engine and another $50 or whatever.
Oh.
But this
Yeah.
is how foolhardy I was. I had an Opel GT, a 1970 Opel GT that I bought after that, and I gave it to my brother.
How
And-
generous.
Because I figured I'm gonna go see the world. What do I need with
Yeah.
something like this weighing me
Yeah.
down? He was going to school in Texas, came up and picked it up and drove it for a few years, I guess. But then the very first base I went to was in Monterey, and you had to have a car to get anywhere. So bought a car. So
No, you
yeah,
never, yeah.
yeah, it's but VW buses. I think I had 8 different vans and bugs over the years. But we
I
wanted
had
to get
3
another
rabbits.
one. I think they had 3 rabbits.
Hippity hoppity.
2 were
Yeah.
diesel.
Yeah.
Anyway, those were the days.
Hippity
Yeah,
hoppity.
Hippity hoppity.
So anything else new and exciting coming up in Rhea's world?
Well, we hardly have mentioned the fact that we have a fantastic history museum up here.
Yes.
And this last,
I've got to-
I'm one of the founders. I'm
Mhm.
not the originator, but I'm one of the co-founders. And it was started when Tom Powell ran for honorary mayor of Crestline in 1986, and he won. And his campaign promise was that if he ran for honorary mayor, he would start. And at those days, when you ran for honorary mayor, you had a platform, and you
Mhm.
promised the community you would do something while you were honorary mayor.
Oh.
And his
That's how it
platform
works.
was that he would start a historical society so all the old people could sit around and tell us their stories that they remembered of the old days.
Oh, I love that.
And so he won.
How-
And he says, okay, now I got to start a historical society.
Yeah.
So he got together with Don Foster, who had a lot of pictures. And we said, well, we need a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So they made a 1987 calendar to raise a little bit of money
Mhm.
for the Historical Society. And of course, I was one of the charter members. Before he ran, he said, if I if I start a historical society, Rhea, will you help me? And I said, oh, sure, Tom. Wait a second. How long will you be president? Well, how long will you be honorary mayor for? How long will this last? He says, oh, I'm honorary mayor for a year. I said, oh, I can help you for a year, no problem. I had little children at the time. And I thought, oh, I can do that. Oh, I also owned a chain of bicycle stores at the time. So I said, yeah, I can help you. So we started a historical society. And it ran. He was president for the first 3 years, and we had meetings every month, and old folks would come and tell us their stories of what they remembered as children or what they did when they first came up here, and we just had a wonderful time. We kept running Don Foster's pictures in the calendars, and we made a little bit of money. The calendars sold for $5, by the way, and they cost us $2.50 to make. So we're making $2.50 per calendar, and we were feeling big time. And anyway, so then Tom, one day, he got a promotion up to Sacramento because he worked for Caltrans. And I came late to that meeting because it was up the street. And I thought, oh, well, I'm fixing dinner. I'll be there in a few minutes. So they called me up and they said, Rhea, are you coming? I go, oh, yeah, I'm just fixing dinner. So when I went up there, I was president. They elected me president before I got there because Tom was leaving. I was first vice president at the time, so it wasn't that abnormal.
Shocking.
And I was president for 3 years. And then he came back. Thank goodness. He came back and he was president again. So we had this historical society. It was running very well. Eventually, we started looking for a place for a museum. We couldn't find no place. This is while we're the Crest Forest Historical Society. We could find no place in Crestline for a museum. We tried many places. We could find no. So finally, we had another president, and they found a spot up in Lake Arrowhead where we could have a museum. And that's where we are. We are in the old fire station in Lake Arrowhead, right after Lake Arrowhead became a part of county fire. This particular building was not adequate for a fire station because county fire had to have males and females. And they didn't have sleeping areas for males and females, or bathroom facilities for males and females. It had one big bathroom and one sleeping area. So it was not adequate. So poor Lake Arrowhead Fire Department, as they became county fire, they got a brand new 3-story fire station at the corner of Peninsula and North Bay Road.
Look how cool is that?
It's a 3-story fire station with a pole. And so they are not that unhappy. Anyway, we've been there.
Worked for everybody.
And we've been in that building now for 20 years. We did have to wait. We had to wait about a year or so because of the old fire was going to happen. So they wanted to use that building for housing outside crews. So we had to wait till after the fire was over. Then we had to wait until after they had done all the cleanup after the fire that did happen. And finally we got the building.
So
That's why we're here at 20. We're here at 20 years now, and celebrating our 20th anniversary of the building and our 40th anniversary as a historical society.
Wow.
This year.
This is crazy.
It's right around the corner from my brother's house.
Yeah.
My brother's
That's
on
what
one
we
side of
driven- yeah, we
MPH, and you
driven
guys
by.
are on the
Yeah.
other side.
It's
of
right
MPH.
around the corner from Mary Putnam Hank Mills Intermediate School. And we are very happy because every year or so we have field trips coming over from there.
Good.
Sometimes the Every Girl Counts, sometimes different historical history classes have come over and visited the museum. The museum is all on local history, all local events. Right now we have a very good selection of animals of our area on display. So that people can look very close, eye to eye, with a bear and a deer and raccoons.
Well, we see them every night.
Animals, no, you cannot go eye to eye.
Oh, you're right.
With a raccoon because they're dangerous.
Window, maybe.
They're
My dog
dangerous.
has.
Our dog wants to
So
take them out.
we tell the children that we don't want them ever to think these animals are friendly, because they're
Right.
not. This is your opportunity
That's
to
cool.
see these
Yeah.
animals
Yeah.
up close
Yeah.
and personal sort of,
Yeah.
and you can feel
So they
what
don't-
they are like, and so we're very happy about that. We also have
very
an
cool.
area where they can feel some different animal skins, because they can't touch the taxidermy, but,
Oh.
so you can feel a skunk skin and
Okay.
see if it
Oh.
smells, and fox skins and stuff like that. They see the different textures,
Right.
and we explain it sort of like dogs.
really
You have
interesting.
different kinds of dog fur and different kinds of, and the children are very impressed. We also have a lot of ducks and birds of our area
Oh, yeah.
because we're a flyover zone for during migrations. and
We were
stuff like that.
walking our little Bonnie the other day, and we saw an egret. How do you
Egrets,
say that?
yeah, egret.
Egret.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it
out
was
here
just
they're
what? Yeah, but I mean, I
Just
hadn't
standing
seen
there
one.
on
We
the
go,
edge,
yeah.
yeah.
And so it just kind of was so graceful
Yeah.
walking along, and then we
We've
met all
got,
the
so what do we
kids.
have up in our neighborhood? Crows or ravens?
Ravens.
That's what we.
Okay,
thought,
we
yeah.
went through because we looked at
Yeah,
how
we
they're
couldn't
supposed to
really
look.
tell.
And the reason
then-
is that ravens have larger lungs, so they can live up here at this
They live a
altitude.
lot longer too.
They do have a longer
They are
lifespan.
something else, man, the
But
size
and they
of
have a memory, do not cross them,
Oh.
No,
because they
never.
have a memory that they will remember who you are, so don't do that.
We don't get in our backyard. I
No,
never
front,
see any.
just in the front, yeah,
I'm always like a.
yeah.
Yes, no, we have ravens because of larger lung capacity.
Okay. Oh,
Crows-
yeah, that makes a lot of
Crows
sense.
rarely come up to this altitude.
Okay.
Gotcha.
They could, probably, if they worked their way up, maybe a couple generations. but
Ravens are, they seem bigger.
They
Is it?
are
Okay.
twice as big.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, they're
We have a
gigantic.
display in the museum
Mhm.
showing you a
Okay.
raven and a crow sitting next to each
That's
other.
cool.
And you
I'd
go,
love to see that.
"Oh,
Yeah, like.
I
there's
didn't
no-
realize
Yeah, how
this."
different it was.
There's
Yeah.
no question.
Yeah.
Now, do we have hawks up there too?
We have all kinds of hawks,
Yeah.
red-tailed hawks, all kinds of hawks up
Yeah,
here.
when we
Of
walk
course, we have
around your
eagles.
house and coming around the corner there on Skyland.
Oh, she had
It's
pet
something
hawks
else.
there.
Yes, and we also have, of course, eagles up here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a local bald eagle that's sort of liking Lake Gregory right now.
Oh.
So we're hoping that
Nest.
it might stay.
Okay.
And we know that the eagles that are up in Big Bear, they also see them down at Silverwood.
Oh.
So they do
Oh,
fly
they do.
long distances
Mhm.
for, they're able to, and they do.
Oh.
A lot of our birds, when they used to have the eagle counts, they were checking to see if the eagle was in this lake or this lake or this. Sometimes they think, I think we saw the 3 eagle in all 3 lakes
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
same
Yeah,
hour.
they're just-
Yeah, they're just flying around.
You
So
know,
bar
they're-
hopping, lake hopping, yeah, yeah.
Yes, so we don't do the eagle counts anymore through the Forest Service because they've decided that now we have eagles here. At first they weren't sure, now they know we do.
So,
Okay,
check.
yeah.
We do have eagles and we have video proof of that up in Big Bear.
I'm gonna ask you a question since you've been here so long. What is the story about bears? Because I've heard the grizzlies were here, they run
Of
here,
course they
or
were.
this, and then the brown, but I don't know.
Well, grizzlies
know,
are, we're
people-
natural here in California.
that-
That's why
okay.
we have a grizzly bear on our flag.
That's right.
Unfortunately, there are no grizzly bears in California anymore,
Okay.
except in a couple zoos. And the reason is because, starting out with the Spanish did not like grizzly bears. Grizzly bears are
Well,
very
that's-
violent.
Yeah.
They're very
No,
vicious.
You wouldn't wanna,
You
run
don't
around,
want
yeah.
to
You don't
run
wanna
into.
build around
Yeah.
No,
them.
you don't want to run into
No,
grizzly
I've
bears.
seen enough.
So,
documentaries.
they had a bounty on them. And
That makes me
anytime,
sad.
well,
Okay.
this is Spanish
Alright,
era,
I know,
1840s,
okay.
okay? And they thought, let's get rid of all the grizzly bears in our area we
Makes a
can.
lot of coats.
And if you bring us a bear skin, we'll give you
I
money.
just was
There's a
thinking,
bounty
yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
So, now this is how Big Bear got its name,
Okay.
is because Benito Wilson, who was the alcalde down in the Corona area, they had horse thieves. And the horse thieves had gone off with all their horses, so he got a posse, got them all going, and came up to the San Bernardino Mountains, said, you have to go this way through the Cajon Pass, we'll go over the mountain, and we'll meet you in the desert, and we'll catch these horse thieves with their
Wow.
horses, and we got them, yes, we'll surround them. Okay, so they went through the Cajon, he went over the mountain, of course, this is several days, this doesn't happen in an hour like we could do in our cars. So with their horses and everything, they're going up the mountain and they find this lake because it's about nighttime. So they sort of camp there. They ask the Indians if it's okay. So they do, and while they're there, they kill 11 grizzly bears. They say, oh, we're gonna be rich when we get home. Oh, yeah. So anyway, they killed 11 grizzly bears. They're thinking, yes, yes, yes. So they go over to find. Now, what's amazing to me is that they found the other half of their posse.
Wow.
Did they find the horse thieves? No. Did they find any horses? No. But they found their posse without GPS.
Man.
And they met out there, and they go, where are they? Gone. So they came back.
Oh.
And, well, they camped again up there, got their bear skins, and got 11 more. So now they've got 22 grizzly bear skins. And they go, rich, rich, rich. This is a good posse. I'm glad I'm on this posse. And they go back down, and Benito goes out to Los Angeles with his 22 bear skins, and to get his money, which he got.
Yeah.
And so they say, well, where'd you find 22 bear skins? And he goes, up there at the top of the mountain, up there where all the big bears are. And that's how it got its name.
Big Bear.
That's really cool. That's a great
Okay,
story.
so people kept killing the grizzly bears.
Yeah.
We were a very big hunting area
Mhm.
in the 1880s, 1890s.
Okay.
We had camp. A lot of people came up and went hunting, and they were going after grizzly bears and anything else. We didn't have any brown bears or black bears at that time.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
So,
really what I was
as it turns out, in California, all the grizzly bears were eradicated by the 1920s. So here you have people moving up to the mountains in the 1920s,
Oh, they're
right after
gone. Yeah.
right after World War I, and everybody's happy, and they're coming in cars, and they're thrilled. And in the 1930s, after the Depression, one of the forest rangers realized that we have a gap in the ecological chain
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's no spot. There's a spot here for bears.
Right.
There are no bears.
Right.
And he sees that they're having all these very poorly behaved bears in Yellowstone, no, in Yosemite.
Yosemite.
And we say, poor, bad. The
Like,
tourists don't like them because they are bad bears. So what's he do with these bad bears? He's not going to eradicate them. He puts them in boxes and brings them up here
wow.
so they can
Okay.
fill up our
What is
forest.
a bad bear?
Apparently ones that are attacking their food and their campsites
Oh.
and their visitors. The visitors were not
So,
happy with
oh.
these particular bears.
Oh,
So we got
that's-
33 of them.
Wow. So
Wow.
we get their generations.
We got- and so
Between
now all-
Yogi and Boo Boo, there's a lot of missing
So,
picnic
so now we
baskets.
have bears,
Yeah.
and Big Bear was very happy to get them at first, and of course then they weren't as happy, but we're happy with them. They basically are, we have brown and black bears
Mhm.
that stay in the background, that are normally
Mhm.
not involved
We've
with
seen
the
a few.
populations.
Yeah.
They come through occasionally,
Yeah.
but maybe we're in their we're
Yeah.
property.
People say, "Oh, we brought him here." I
We
still
did bring him
feel,
here.
but I still feel that we brought him. This is their.
Yes.
They did just because of that.
Yeah.
They still have a right to.
They
where
they tried some other animals that did not make it.
Mhm.
That were other forest animals, bigger ones that our forest could not support. They did not have
Yeah.
the food chain that they needed. But the
Okay.
bears
They,
adapted.
yeah.
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 I'll
The
never
bears
forget,
adapted.
we ran into one,
When we
Yeah,
were out
my-
one night. Yeah.
our pit bull. I ran into
Oh,
one
in the
walking
morning,
early in the
yeah.
morning, and he was on Inspiration, right near Dolly's house at the end there. And so we backed back out to Inspiration, went around the corner, and the bear was there. He had
Walked
gone
through
between the
yeah,
houses
the
too,
houses.
and we were like, oh my god. But he was,
You-
you know, he didn't stand up or anything,
Yeah.
but he wasn't that old. But I realized looking at him, and this was not a big bear, but compared to a pit bull,
Oh.
it's like 3 times the size of a
Yeah,
pit bull.
yeah.
And
Our-
our dog, who was, you know, went after anything that moved, you know, she was like, well, maybe I better,
Maybe I'll just
Yeah.
maybe
sit
we
here.
better go to
maybe
the next
we'll-
street
yeah.
over.
We'll,
Dad."
we'll observe this and
Yeah.
go away.
What the heck is this
Yeah.
thing
I'm not gonna
over
win
here?
this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dog one time, there was a bear foraging in the area
Mm.
and going through the different trashes and stuff. And so she boldly went up, she was a Springer Spaniel.
Oh, I
And
had one of those.
she boldly went up to introduce herself to the
Mhm.
bear, sniffing his rear end, and he turned around and went,
Oh,
And she
really?
and she goes,
Wow.
oh, it's okay,
It's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
no problem. And she came home.
Yeah.
It'd be like our
Brand new.
Bonnie who runs with deer in a headlight
Yeah.
when she sees a dog that's bigger.
Yeah.
No, she just said, no, I guess not. And came home. And another time with my dog, she chased a deer. I don't know how far, because she was gone for 4 hours and came back very tired. But running off, sprinting
Why
off
do
to
they
the deer.
tag them? I just have to ask that question.
The bear,
Yeah.
so they know if they have run into populations or done things, they
okay,
know who the bear
okay,
is.
okay.
And then they can
I
say,
knew
oh,
that
96 was
Yeah.
in Valley of Enchantment last night.
Oh, that makes,
96 was in San Moritz
Wow.
the next night.
okay.
96 was at Mary Putnam
It's
Hanks
like one of
School
those
2
you-
days later.
It's like having an ankle bracelet on.
No, or one of those things you can put in somebody's car and
The
follow them.
GPS, yeah.
No.
But if you put an ankle bracelet on
Yeah.
a criminal, so all
yeah,
the bears are
yeah,
crooks, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway,
You follow them.
we don't have the, most of them don't have collars,
Mhm.
tracking collars. They
Right.
mostly just have little tags on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bear that we do have in our museum, taxidermied one,
Okay.
according to the county, because it's the county's taxidermy,
Mhm.
they said that it unfortunately died in an accident in Valley of Enchantment. So it's a local bear. So we feel very
hate
happy
that,
to have
yeah.
a local bear.
But I hate you have to be careful at night, especially in the fall.
Yeah, I tell everybody I've ever had people come up and
Driving,
stay and
yeah.
whatever, you don't leave the house at night. You stay in your
We've
houses
had
at night.
nights where we've seen two animals like run across us, different, a coyote one night and then a bear or something, or a mountain
Well,
lion, yeah.
you are adjacent to the forest.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, and
I
I
mean, you are
love it.
forest,
I actually
you are
love
forest
it. Yeah.
adjacent. You
Yeah.
are not in a
Yeah.
community. You are not in a residential community. You're
Yeah.
this residential community
Yeah,
is right next to the forest,
yeah,
Yeah.
and we
And
have
most
to
of the
remember
homes
But I
where
love-
we
I
are
love living
not
Yeah.
occupied.
yeah,
So there's not a lot of humans on our road.
yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah,
this has
well,
really been fantastic,
has.
Rhea. Thank you very
Have
much for
you,
your
Rhea,
time.
we probably have more questions, but we'll
Well,
do
you
that another time.
you don't want to know about
Yeah.
the newspaper, okay.
Oh, well,
So ask me back another time, I'll tell you
Oh,
all about,
yeah.
well, actually,
all about the
let's-
25 years on the newspaper.
Okay, well, we're
Yeah.
gonna set up a date, cause that's really important. I
Yeah.
love that newspaper too, and I love everything you write.
yeah, and so we're
Especially
gonna
about us.
have all of Rhea's information that she gave us about
Yeah.
the senior center and about the historical society up here and everything else along with the video. So contact Rhea. She's a world of information.
Yeah.
And well, there you have it. Another episode of Rim of the World.
Connect.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking.